students. In this video, we're going to talk about transfer students into the hospitality management program that come from other institutions besides Ivy Tech and with varying levels of credits. So real quick introduction to our program here at Purdue University, Fort Wayne. Our program is a bachelor's level program in hospitality management. So we cover events, lodging, tourism, all of it. A little bit of sports tourism even too. So on this first slide, our program is based on hospitality and on service. It is generally speaking a business degree, but just a very strong emphasis on service. So in this picture, that was from an event down at Visit St. Pete Clearwater, where I'm from. The local Convention and Visitors Bureau, Visit St. Pete Clearwater, puts on a pride parade, and that was what that picture is from. The other picture is just a really nice front desk agent that is checking in some guests and being very warm and welcoming, which is what we're here to do, make our guests feel special. So the ideal candidates for our degree program are sometimes career changers. So those people that might be coming from industries like banking or healthcare, where, any industry really, where their day-to-day wasn't what they were hoping for, in that they were looking for something a little more lighthearted, a little more fun, and all about creating a great guest experience. Other folks do well in our program are people pleasers. So if you like making people happy, if you yourself are generally pretty happy, if you smile a lot, people who have great follow through in case there's a guest service situation that needs to be resolved, and then you want to follow up to make sure the guest is doing well afterwards for service recovery. Those are great people for our industry. And then people who love to travel, because a big part of this, a big draw for hospitality is you can really go and work in any country in the world. A lot of the folks that I used to work with from Marriott and Ritz-Carlton work in different continents now, in Tokyo and in Saudi Arabia, like literally all over the place, Dubai. Those managers have those people that chose to travel and live internationally are able to do so because they have a career in hospitality and a strong corporate company that has properties around the world. So jobs that our students generally come into this program with might be servers and hostess, bartenders, housekeeping. They might work at the front desk. Generally, those more entrance level positions. And then once completing our program, those students that have passion, which is really important for it, and a degree can get into things like being a restaurant general manager. Eventually, they can work into being a hotel general manager. They might be a front of house manager. They might be a sommelier or a wine specialist. Even they might work in human resources. So these are just some of the things you can do. One of the jobs that I did was working for the JW Marriott Orlando Grand Lakes, Ritz-Carlton Orlando Grand Lakes, and I worked as a sanitation specialist helping manage the food safety and sanitation management program for the hotel. So there's all kinds of opportunities and great things to do that aren't on this list as well. So keep an open mind. So I kind of wanted to give you an outline of the general hospitality program, realizing, of course, that each of you that come in as transfers will have different courses that you have already taken at other institutions. And Purdue has a process where you can enter in the information into a system called TES or TES, and the registrar will review the course and compare it to what's in our curriculum, and then send it over to our department to approve or in some cases reject the course if it doesn't align with a course that's in our curriculum. So an example class that I issue credit for fairly frequently is Intro to Hospitality. Sometimes students have started intro or hospitality at another institution, and now they're coming here. And so that course is generally pretty similar across institutions. Not always, but usually it is. So those of you that could be business students in Dormer School of Business and you're changing into hospitality, I want to give you a very warm welcome. Some of these classes that are on the screen, you may have already taken, like your Gen Ed classes, A1, A2, B6. So we have some recommended classes for you, but they're not required. If you've already taken a different class, like say you took something besides ethics for the Gen Ed B6, that's okay. We do have a few that are locked in that we want you to take, but typically most of the Gen Eds are pretty flexible. So in your first year, depending on, again, when you come in and transfer in with us, if you have just a few credits, you'll meet with one of our advisors. And then if you have more credits, you'll meet with one of the more senior advisors in the area, probably Buck Jordan, to help get you in the right classes. So in general, these are the classes that you'll take. BUS 10,000 or Intro to College and Business Careers, Intro to Hospitality, some Gen Eds, typically in spring of your first year, again, not knowing what your transfer coursework is. You would have Intro to Tourism, Lodging, Sanitation and Health, and then a Gen Ed course. In year 2, Principles of Financial Accounting, Fundamentals of Economics, Food Selection and Preparation, and then Managerial Accounting, Marketing, Essentials of Nutrition, and then some Gen Eds mixed into both of those semesters. Follow year 3. Or year 3 in general, you would take Food and Beverage Ops Management, Human Resources Management, Cost Controls, Sports Event Management, Food from Farm to Fork, Advanced Nutrition, which is a really cool class where you actually get to go out to the farms and meet the farmers. It's really neat. Industry internship would typically be in your junior year in spring, but as a transfer student, some of you might come in quite later than that. So just in general, we do that spring of third year, but it can really be done any semester. Internship is year round, so spring, summer, and fall, you can take that class. That's fine. We'll have a facilities management, revenue management, and sustainable tourism. And then lastly, for your senior year, we've got a law class, strategic management, beverage management, 2 different beverage courses there, a C8 capstone, and then event management, finance for hospitality, and advanced restaurant management, and then a last 2 courses or electives for minor. One thing I'll point out real quickly is if you're coming in with not a lot of elective coursework or courses that transfers in as electives, you might have up to 20 credits in our degree that you can choose to take whatever you want. I do want to encourage you, especially you Dormer School of Business students, that are transferring into hospitality, like say from accounting or management, look at that business studies minor, because you might have a lot of the classes that already come in to that minor from your other degree path that you were on. And I encourage the business studies minor to be considered, because if you end up wanting to be an entrepreneur or open your own restaurant or travel agency or anything like that, those will be some great foundational classes to give you kind of that business backbone to go on and chase your dreams. So that's an option for you, if you're interested, if you have some open electives still based on whatever you're transferring in, and you have some foreign languages, interest in foreign languages, I should say, I encourage that too. Hospitality is a very diverse industry. We have a ton of people speaking other languages, especially from the market that I come from in Florida. There's, French Creole and Spanish at every single property people are speaking. So, if you have a background in any of that or a love for it, foreign languages are a great idea if you have some open electives and want to achieve a minor with them. Otherwise, if you're coming in with other electives, like say you're a totally different major and you're coming in with some construction classes or something that transfers in as just open electives, that's totally fine to not take more classes. If those electives are satisfied by whatever you took before, that's okay too. This is kind of where meeting with an advisor is going to be super helpful to kind of help you navigate through this. One note I will say has to do if you are a hospitality student from another institution, the ServSafe course that we have is HTM 191, which is sanitation and health. If you have a valid ServSafe certificate that's valid through your graduation, your anticipated graduation term, so say it's spring 2024, spring 2025, if it's good through then, you will not have to take sanitation again with us, but you do need to send me as a department chair a picture of that certificate so I can keep it on file, because we require all of our students to have the ServSafe certificate as a requirement for graduation. But in that case, we will waive HTM 191 for you. If you have a valid ServSafe certificate that is good through your anticipated graduation, you can provide a picture of that to me. We will waive that course for you. So just something to think about with that. Some of you students may have took that class in the end of high school, and then you started in accounting or in management or another field within Dormer School of Business, and now you want to come over. You can still use that as long as it's good through your anticipated graduation. All right, I think, let's see, I wanted to touch on just the Gasparilla Inn with you. Our internship experience here, that one of them that we offer is to go to Gasparilla Inn. To be clear, you can still stay in Fort Wayne if that is your preference. We have lots of internship partners here in this market too. But we also have a really great internship possibility for you to go to Gasparilla. Typically it's spring of your junior year, but you can do it anytime, as I said earlier. Spring, summer, or fall, you can do an internship, but Gasparilla only happens in spring. And so what happens is our students go down to Florida. They're there from January to late April, early May, and they work in all sorts of different positions around the hotel, from engineering to housekeeping to front desk to rooms division to recreation. And they interview for those positions just like you would in any internship. And they are able to do all kinds of neat things in a beautiful upscale 5-star resort in Florida. So just something to think about, okay? If you have any questions, please go ahead and send me an email. I'll put my contact screen information up here on the screen. My email is aolah@purduefortwayne.edu. And you see my office phone number there too. Definitely just send me an email. I'm in and out of class and in and out of meetings constantly. So an email is the best way to get a hold of me. All right, you guys take care. I'm so glad you're going to be in the program, and let me know if we can help you in any way.